No, there's always two.
I'd like to call our city council meeting to order and ask everyone to join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
the roll, please.
Belkey. Here. Belzak.
Here.
Kenny.
Here.
Marquez.
Here.
McIver.
Here.
Shower.
Here.
Seifert.
Here.
7 present.
We have a quorum. The next item on the agenda is questions, comments, and announcements of a general nature. Does anyone in the audience want to address the council on any subject matter? Please come forward to the microphone.
Thank you, Madam Mayor, for allowing me to address the council.
Would you give us your name, please?
I would. My name is Uddin. I live at Wilton Road, just behind Home Depot. I have a request and submission to make to the council here this evening. The context of my coming here this evening is that I want to put a garden shed in the buffer zone area, which is just behind my backyard. This buffer zone was established in early 1990s because at that time, when the city agreed that Home Depot and Walmart should come there, the homeowners, especially on my Wilton Road, they were very concerned about the disturbance and noise and other things. As a consolation and adjustment for that, it was agreed that a buffer zone be established and a fence be erected, which was done by Home Depot. Mine was the worst case. I had like 18 or 20 feet of space. Home Depot put additional 30 feet and they met the minimum 50 feet requirement there. Now, I can put the shed in my own lot, but it would be like putting in the face of my very friendly neighbors on both sides. I'm on the best of terms with them. I do not want to make them unhappy putting it there. To me, it seems very easy and a good resolution of my concern and for general happiness of my neighbors there, that I be allowed by the city council to put this shed in that buffer zone area. This will be just few feet behind my line, and it would be on the other side of the 20 feet easement. So as I look at it, I hope the city council will accede to my request and would allow me to, I'm prepared. I know it will take some time, basically. Because of the weather conditions, I would request that I be allowed on an interim conditional basis where it would be a conditional anticipatory permit with the provision that I will give an undertaking in writing. Should the city council decide otherwise, then I will remove the shed from that area. With this submission.
Well, I know that Alderman McIver and I and Dan have had a conversation about this, and we were in agreement that we should go forward with this and allow you to put this shed, but of course it needs the approval of the city council. So Dan, what kind of timetable are we on to get this on the city council agenda?
Kath, your mic, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, okay.
We're looking at having this agenda item next Monday night presented to the Municipal Services Committee. Based on a recommendation from the Municipal Services Committee, it will be forwarded to the City Council for further action the following week or the following Monday. And I think this evening you're asking the City Council to allow you to put this shed in there prior to with conditions.
Yeah, with conditions, yes. I would be very willing to give it in writing. Should the city council decide that I should not put the shed there, I will remove it.
Well, I think we're on a timetable where we're talking about a matter of, what, 3 weeks?
Actually, next week, within 3 weeks, yes.
Well, I'm sorry, Dan, wouldn't it be 2 weeks from tonight?
Correct.
2 weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks. We're talking about 2 weeks where this city council would vote on this issue and it would be done. You wouldn't have to worry about it getting a conditional agreement, anything. I think that would be the best way to address this.
Thank you.
So,
Sir,
yep.
could you be here next Monday night at 6:30? Because we'll be discussing it next Monday night at 6:30.
Yes.
I will.
We'll
Yeah.
forward you an email.
Say it again?
We'll forward you an email regarding the meeting and time.
Thank you.
Alderman MacGyver?
And just to be clear, that based on Mr. Udin's, bringing this forward, this is something that we're going to bring forward, I think, to the Municipal Services Committee for the residents, all the residents. So it's not just a single resident that's, has the ability to do that, but other residents would have that ability to come to
Just
the-
for this, for Wilton Road properties?
Correct,
Yes.
right. This is specific to that buffer zone again. So I think, Dan, I think you mentioned it was like 15 residences that have that situation.
I believe that's correct. We started
So
working on it.
We
this-
want to make sure that that's available
Have
to.
have we had other requests from other residents?
No, this is the first time in the whole time that I've
So
been
are
here.
are you asking municipal services not to just to consider one, but to consider a blanket policy for
I
all
think
18?
what we thought that, it would be fair to just make it blanket so it wouldn't have to people wouldn't have to come back and forth and have this waiting period. It is, I think as long as you delineate the addresses maybe or in the number of residents or perhaps map it for for purposes of the committee.
Correct. It'll be addresses as well as contingencies within
Yes.
that buffer zone too. So we'll
Yeah.
put that list together through.
And
an
they still have,
ordinance.
they still have to go through a process with the city in order to erect whatever they want to erect. I mean, things like not taking any trees out, because that buffer zone does include planted trees as part of the buffer and that kind of thing.
And those will be part of the contingencies, yes.
I think part of the situation is Mr. Udin's backyard is not as deep
Right.
as
Correct.
a number of the other Wilton Road properties are, and that's why, in this particular instance, he has a little bit of a hardship there.
I'm sorry,
Brian?
Mayor, I might have missed it, Dan, but this is coming before the city also. We've been saying buffer zone, but this particular buffer zone is something that's entitled to the city. It's not Home Depot, it's actually titled to the city.
Correct,
Correct.
yes. It is
That's what, yeah,
city-owned
the city would
property.
have to give permission for that.
So you'll be getting an email from staff to remind you about the meeting Monday night.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Welcome, sir.
Is there anyone else in the audience that wants to address the council? Then let's move on to the approval of the minutes of November 4th, 2013. Do I have a motion to approve? Alderman Marquez, seconded by Alderman Shower. Any additions or deletions? I think we noted during the work session the date of the Hinsdale South High School's Hall of Fame event is November 21st, not November 22nd.
Correct.
So that's the only typo we found in the minutes. Are there any other additions or deletions for the clerk? Then the roll, please.
Marquez.
Aye.
Shower.
Aye.
Seifert.
Aye.
MacGyver.
Abstain?
Kenny.
Aye.
Belkey.
Abstain.
Belzak.
Aye.
5 ayes and 2 abstentions.
The minutes have been approved. Receiving of communications, do any of the aldermen have communications to share? Alderman Kenny?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I received an email from Richard and Marilyn Kosick on 77th Street in regards to the tree planting program that's available to the residents of Darien. His wife and himself were very pleased. The people from the fields of Canton Farm Road delivered a beautiful tree. They were impressed with the knowledge and professionalism. The neighbors were really impressed with it, and they just hope that this program and the vendor is available in the future.
Okay, thank you. Any other communications to share? I was copied by staff on a very nice email we received from Mr. Guy Tanny, who happens to live on Clarendon Hills Road, complimenting our crews on the brush pickup program, the large amount of brush he put out and how well they cleaned up the area even after taking away the brush. So that's for the record. If there's no other communications, I'd like to move on to the mayor's report, and it gives me a great deal of pleasure. We went through a major change in our Citizen of the Year committee. Some longtime members of the committee decided after 20 years they wanted to retire. How could they? How dare they? But I have been very fortunate to have some really terrific people step up to be members of this committee, and I'd like to ask for your consent of the appointment of Barb Boyer, Carrie Gonzi, and I spelled her name wrong here, it's Carey, C-A-R-E-Y, Bonnie Kucera, Carol Mallers, and Linda Zeman to the Citizen of the Year committee. And Do I have a motion to approve? Alderman McIver, seconded by Alderman Seifert. Any questions? Then the roll, please.
McIver.
Aye.
Seifert.
Aye.
Belkey.
Aye.
Belzak.
Aye.
Marquez.
Aye.
Kenny.
Aye.
Shower.
Aye.
7 ayes.
The members have been approved. Would they come forward to be sworn in, please? I think Carrie's the only one missing. Yeah, okay.
Bonnie, you gonna head the committee this year?
Is that 20-year standard set? So Bonnie's got 19 more years? That's not the standard? Oh, that's true. That's right. That's true.
Please come forward.
Yeah,
here.
come on forward.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name. Do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Illinois, and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of Citizen of the Year Committee according to the best of my ability.
Very good. You're done now, okay.
All
Yeah,
right.
Would you need to sign your
I have
cards?
cards for you
Yeah.
to sign. The top one is for you to sign. The second one is for you to take.
And then before you leave, don't walk away, because I think we'll have Claire take a picture. We'll have you all turn around and have Claire take a picture of you. Absolutely. Go ahead, Bonnie.
This one's for me. The one you sign comes to me.
Mayor Weaver and City Council, I
This
just
is
want to take a
Carol
minute to acknowledge Kathy Lyons and Fran
That's okay.
Mazzolini, who did
That's
indeed
all right.
serve 20 years on this
This is for
committee.
our,
And I believe they should receive recognition for their longevity and the wonderful job that they did. So I thank them. Kathy and Fran, I know where you live, I know your email address, and I know your phone number. So thanks again, Kathy and Fran.
Okay. Ladies, don't leave yet. I think
This is
Claire's
better.
going to take a, yes.
no, that's okay. You have the correct one. Thank you.
A retired school teacher.
Okay, just all turn around so Claire can take your picture. You're official now, the new Citizen of the Year Committee. Thank you very much, ladies.
Congratulations.
I only have 4.
What's that one?
No, that's the other lady. The one that was signed, it was up here. Maybe somebody else picked it up.
Did you sign, Bon? I know you went to talk. I didn't know if you...
No,
Oh.
This is gonna be an interesting committee.
That was classic, Bonnie, I tell you, that was classic. Thank you all. And for everyone's records, the Citizen of the Year dinner dance will be on March 8th, 2014. We've learned our lesson about interfering with spring breaks and St. Patrick's Day, so we moved it a little bit forward in the calendar. And now I'd like to open up to the Chamber President, Claire, for her report.
Good evening. The Darien Chamber of Commerce is excited to announce we're designing a new website. Keep an eye out in early 2014 for our new look. We invite all Darien businesses to join the Chamber. Your participation with the Darien Chamber will help connect you to other businesses and to the community. Congratulations to the 2013 Darien Chamber Excellence Award recipients. In the non-for-profit category, Carmelite Carefree Village. For professional services, Burr Ridge Veterinarian Clinic. Member of the Year, Vein Center at University Medicine and Cardiology. and for Business Excellence and Business of the Year, the Keyboard Touch. Upcoming events, Caldwell Corn and Sudgel, located at 7900 Cass Avenue, is having a new location ribbon cutting ceremony this Thursday at 5 p.m. The Darien Historical Society is sponsoring their annual tree lighting ceremony on Sunday, December 1st, 4 p.m. at Old Lace Schoolhouse Museum. The holiday extravaganza will be held on Saturday, December 7th, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at Home Run Inn. The event will include shopping, pizza, and raffles. Be sure to visit all of Chestnut Court retail stores who will also be celebrating the holiday extravaganza with special offers throughout the mall. Mr. and Mrs. Claus will be at Oak Ridge Hobby and Toys from noon to 3 p.m. Millard Jewelers and the Wild Orchid Salon will have a special basket promotion at the event. Save the date for the 14th annual Darien Dash, which will be held on Sunday, May 18th. We are excited to announce our new race director, Mr. Ted Schauer. Remember to shop local, shop Darien this holiday season. Visit www.darienchamber.com to view all of our shop local, shop Darien preferred offers. The Illinois Chamber has had requests from many individuals on how they can help the communities most affected by the tornadoes that came through yesterday. If you wish, please donate to the Red Cross, visiting www.redcross.org. Click on Donate Funds, make donation in honor of Central Illinois Tornado Relief. On behalf of the Darien Chamber Board of Directors, we would like to wish you and your families a very happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you, Claire.
Thank you.
Thank you. Under the mayor's report, I'd like to give a brief overview and summary of our I think, very successful goal-setting session of November 13th last week. On our agenda that evening and the things that we made decisions upon was Cass Avenue and our 75th Street development. The council gave direction to the staff to start moving forward on our architectural and engineering specifications necessary to construct a new development on that property. The city is going to maintain ownership of the property and be responsible for the construction of the improvements and own and operate the center for a period of time to be determined. Another item on our agenda that evening was a crime-free housing program. The chief has proposed a crime-free housing program to be more proactive in reducing crime in some of our larger multifamily complexes, and the council has decided to move forward on that issue. So that that issue will, I believe, is going to be brought forward to the. Is that going to go to the Administrative Finance Committee?
It'll go to Police Committee.
The Police Committee. Okay. Also on video gaming, we did finally make a determination that we will continue allowing video gaming in the state, in the city. If you recall, in December 13, in 2013, we banned video gaming, but then we revisited it again in March of, in 2012 is when we banned video gaming, when the state took action on a video gaming act. And then in 2013, we reviewed that ordinance, that ban, and decided to allow video gaming in the city, with the caveat that we would talk about it again, as we did this past last week. And the council decided to continue to allow video gaming in the city in compliance with state law and local ordinances. We did make a point that we will not allow any signage to be put up at any of these establishments advertising video gaming at their establishments. So we will be considering a change in that, a change in the ordinance for that. And then for the first time, we did a alderman service priority survey and asked all of the aldermen to give their reviews of all of our services. And I was very pleased with the results, and I felt that we were on a lot of the issues, we were pretty close in our opinions on our services. And the items that were brought up of concern for the aldermen, we will be addressing as we move forward. So I don't know if anyone else wanted to add anything to that summary, but all in all, I think it was time well spent with us, with all of us. Let's move on to the city clerk's report.
Just one item, Madam Mayor. The city offices will be closed on Thursday, November 28th, and Friday, November 29th for the Thanksgiving holiday.
Thank you. We have a member that just arrived. You know what, do you have Carrie's card?
I do.
You know what, Carrie, if you want, why don't you drop your coat in your purse and come on up and get sworn in? You are member number 5 of our Citizen of the Year Committee, and we thank you for volunteering to do this. It's okay.
If you
It's
can
okay.
raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, and state your name,
I, Carrie Godsey,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
and I will faithfully discharge the duties
of the Citizen of the Year Committee
of the Citizen of the Year Committee
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
Okay.
Thank you.
And
Thank
if
you. Yeah,
can
do you want to sign that,
the
Carrie?
first card, and the
Yeah.
second card is yours then. And thank you.
Okay, that card is for yours. Now, I think you've already talked to Bonnie, right? And you know that about a meeting, you're going to have a meeting Wednesday night. So, but the council thanks you for serving, yes?
Thank you.
Thank you.
And we will, okay, we did the city clerk's report, city administrator's report.
Thank you, Mayor Weaver. I just have one item to, a little bit further on the video gaming. As you mentioned, the city council, at the goal setting, gave direction for the staff regarding no video gaming signage. Dan is bringing that to the Municipal Services Committee. On an interim, we did have conversation with the owner of Q-Bar, and I copied the city council in the email. There was a sign that was up that he had taken down. He had asked for the permitting process, and I explained because the city council is reviewing this over the next 2 weeks that we would not issue a temporary sign. But we will certainly get back to him after the council's vote in 2 weeks.
Alrighty, okay. Thank you. Let's move on to department head information or questions.
Madam Mayor, 2 items real quick. First one is the Municipal Services Department will not be conducting any type of special pickup. We fared out rather well due to the storm yesterday, and we had very, very minimal damage at all. And so, again, we will not be conducting any type of special brush pickup. Also, starting this Wednesday, we're going to begin street sweeping, and street sweeping probably will be active from now until December 5th. Doesn't mean we'll be out there every day, but basically we'll be out there for a week, and then whatever remainder of the leaves are left, we'll be cleaning them up prior to December 5th then.
Very good.
I'm
Yes.
sorry, Dan, could you remind residents about our brush drop-off at Public Works? I know you and I talked this past week, and there was probably 30 or 40 also leaf bags there full of leaves that residents had dropped off, and we were not aware of that.
Right, and just so residents understand, the City of Darien Public Works Facility does take branches. When I say branches, from trees or referred to as brush. What we do not take is any type of bagged items. Those bag items include grass clippings or garden clippings. So we ask residents not to drop those over at the Public Works. Currently, we do have a surveillance system at the Public Works facility, and once we do identify who the property or who the owners of these bags are, we will be writing them a letter and obviously making contact with them. So again, residents do not drop off any bagged items of grass clippings and or garden clippings over at the Public Works facility. Brush only.
Very good, okay. Alderman MacGyver?
Is next week the last week for the free leaf pickup?
I'd have to double check the schedule, I'm not sure. I
It's the last week
believe-
of
believe it's the
November.
29th. Tuesday,
Yeah,
29th.
so just one more week of leaf pickup then, this week and next week.
Does it flow with brush pickup, or
No.
it's an independent, the leaf pickup?
Garbage day, but I think it only went till the end of November, so just kind of reminding residents to get it out either this week or next week with their trash.
Very good.
And just speaking about leaves, residents, we ask you not to put the leaves within streets, curb and gutter, and/or ditches. We do not have any type of program that entails us to pick up leaves from private properties.
I know that was one of the aldermen's ideas about that, picking up some equipment that would do that. If I recall, the village of Hinsdale did have that program, and they stopped it because of the fact that it did such a number on their sewer system, because people were putting their leaves out in the curb
Curb and gutter.
and thinking that that the city, the village, was going to come by with equipment to vacuum it all up. And I believe they've stopped that program for that reason.
Last I knew, they did stop, and that was several years ago. I have not heard of if they've updated or revamped it at all.
Plus, the equipment was very expensive. The truck was expensive.
Yeah, I wanted to mention that for the benefit of, maybe some of the aldermen who are not aware of that history, that is simply a program that other villages have done but have backed away from it because of the damage that it did to their sewer systems. Chief, any reports?
Actually, Madam
Oh,
Mayor,
I'm sorry.
I got it. Dan and I talked about today, and how many different ways we could talk about leaves here. I asked Dan today. I noticed leaves all week long on the streets, and we hadn't had the street cleaning as of yet. I asked, was there anything we could have done, knowing that we've got a big storm event coming through, and maybe just to encourage residents, if they've got stores in front of their homes, because a lot of some of the standing water I saw yesterday was a direct result of leaves in front of the sewers. And I just asked Dan, is there anything we could do proactively prior to, a rain event? And you're going to answer that for me.
Sure. In respect to being preventative, prior to a storm, when we are notified of a storm, and prior to again, we go out and look at critical structures and drive through neighborhoods. When we drive through neighborhoods, we look for key critical structures that could cause potential flooding or backups, severe backups. At the same time, when we do drive through subdivisions, we look at inlets and we clean up as much adjacent to the inlet as possible. The problem becomes when a flash flood, for example, comes in. Those leaves could be coming down from 500 feet away or almost a block away. So there's no way that we can clean up all those leaves, especially in the condition of a flash flood. Those flash floods pick up the leaves off of the private properties, the grassy areas, and as well as upstream from the curbs and gutters, and obviously they central all towards the inlets. And again, we were out yesterday once the storm broke, and we were looking at inlets, inspecting critical structures, and cleaning them up as well. By cleaning it up, basically making sure that they were unclogged and water was able to flow.
Thank you.
Alderman McIver?
Yeah, I encourage residents to keep them clean, and if there's an elderly resident that may have one of these located in front of their home, they can certainly call Public Works, correct? Call Ashley's off, what number would that be?
630-353-8105. And again, what Alderman McIver is referring to, if there's residents that don't have the ability to clear the inlets around them and they happen to identify it prior to a storm, or even on a weekend, if it's on a weekend, please call 911 and we'll come out there, especially if there's a significant forecast like the one yesterday. As well as during the week, please feel free to give us a call if you feel there's a threat in regards to potential street flooding.
Yeah, because yesterday the problem was too that there was a lot of thunder and lightning, so you wouldn't want residents out there trying to clean that debris during, a lightning, storm. So, it's being as proactive as possible. I know that I do communicate that.
The winds were so strong that
Yeah.
that would have been difficult for anybody.
I'm sorry, Dan, if you did mention it, but in a case like that, your employees were out at some point. If we get street flooding, the police will call out Dan and maybe some of the troops, and they'll be active during the storm itself also.
Correct. For example, yesterday we had 2 employees out approximately 11 a.m. canvassing the town just because of the forecast that happened to be by I believe it was 2 o'clock or so, we had additional 3 employees in there were going around town and basically clearing the inlets.
Thank you. Chief, did you have any report?
No report, Madam Mayor.
Okay. Treasurer's report?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. This evening, I'm requesting council's approval of warrant number 131413 in the amount of $346,768.81 from the listed funds, as well as payroll for the period ended November 14th in the amount of $253,058.15 for a total to be approved of $599,826.96.
Motion to approve. Alderman Seifert, second by Alderman Kenny. Any questions for the clerk, for the treasurer? The roll, please.
Seifert,
Aye.
Kenny,
Aye.
Belkey,
Aye.
Belzak,
Aye.
Marquez,
Aye.
McIver,
Aye.
Shower,
Aye.
7 ayes.
The warrant has been approved, and I think the treasurer wants to give us an update on the
Monthly
the
report.
monthly, yes, the monthly report.
Monthly report for the period ended October 31st, which also reflects the 6 months through our fiscal year, so halfway point through our fiscal year at this point. General fund reflecting year-to-date revenue of $7,728,032, expenditures of $6,134,269, for a fund balance of $2,517,349. One thing to note, this month's report also does reflect that transfer from the general fund to the capital improvement fund as authorized by the council at the last meeting of the $800,000. Water fund year-to-date revenue of $2,885,859, expenditures of $2,513,318, for a fund balance of $1,245,036. Motor fuel tax fund year-to-date revenue of $270,023, expenditures of $226,112, for a fund balance of $336,619. Water depreciation fund year-to-date revenue of $61,451, expenditures of $129,320, for a balance of $674,849. Capital Improvement Fund, year-to-date revenue of $3,970,655, expenditures of $2,554,617, for a balance of $5,227,135. And the Capital Projects Debt Service Fund, year-to-date revenue of $490,612, expenditures of $86,838, for a balance of $411,635.
Any questions for the treasurer on that report? Okay, did you want to review the
Yes, I also
police
wanted...
pension fund?
I also want to review with the council the results. On October 30th, we had our quarterly meeting with the fund managers that handle the police pension fund for the investments. And for the quarter, it was a very good quarter. We have 2 managers. They each handle approximately 50% of the $21 million in the police pension fund. For the quarter, the investment return ranged from positive 3 to 3.39% for the quarter. Year-to-date, fiscal year-to-date, we're reflecting a positive return of 6.01 to 6.72%. So a very good return so far, which markets being as they have been this year, it's very encouraging, but hopefully we can keep on track with that.
Thank you. Let's move to standing committee reports. Do the chairman have reports? Alderman McIver?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Tonight at the Police Committee meeting, we approved the minutes from the September 16th, 2013 Police Committee meeting, and Brian has that executed copy, if you could give that to the clerk. And our next meeting is scheduled for Monday, December 16th, 2013 at 6 p.m. here in the council chamber, pending agenda items.
Thank you.
Excuse me, the minutes that were submitted are dated October 21st of 2013.
Okay, so I was reading off the agenda here.
I just want to make sure that I have the correct minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, so the agenda was incorrect today,
I'm sorry, so the agenda minutes read from when?
September 16th.
That was not correct.
Okay, my apologies.
Okay, just so
Did we?
October
vote
21st of 2013.
Okay,
Thank you.
And your meeting is December 16th?
yes.
Thank you. Alderman Marquez?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Just a reminder, as mentioned previously, the Municipal Services Committee We're meeting next Monday night at 6:30 here in the council chambers.
And we have one more committee. Oh, there, Alderman Shower.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Our next admin finance meeting will be held Monday, December 2nd at 6 PM in our upstairs meeting room.
Very good, thank you. Let's move to questions, comments, and agenda related. Do any of the aldermen have questions, comments on any of the items on the agenda this evening? I know, I'm laughing too. I'd like to open it to the audience, if there's any questions or comments anyone in the audience wanted to address to the council. Let's move on, and with that said, we do not have any old business this evening, and there is no consent agenda nor new business. We obviously have a very light agenda this evening. The purpose mainly was to get our Citizen of the Year committee going. They have a lot of work to do since most of them are newbies, and we'll have to learn the ropes. But with Bonnie's able leadership, they'll do just great. With that said, do any of the aldermen have questions, comments, or announcements? Alderman Belke?
I wanted to invite some residents to the Bonfield Express, the 5K walk or run, which is being held on Thanksgiving morning at 8:30, and it runs through downtown Downers Grove. It is in memory of Jim Bonfield, who was a teacher, a coach, and a dean at Downers Grove South High School. And what it does is it raises money for scholarships for high school students in districts 86, 99, 201, and 202.
Wow, that's great. Any other announcements? Okay, with that said, I'd like to ask for a motion. Okay, I have to have the council's opinion here. Do I allow the typical person?
Look that
Well,
way.
we have a new hand up here, so I should,
I hit my hand up.
the usual person, I should, okay. Well, you know, we have to have two people anyway, so. Alderman McIver, seconded by Alderman Kenny. And to a person I met this weekend, to Billy, thank you for your comments. I know you are a faithful watcher of our meeting, and I appreciated the comments you made. With that, are you all in agreement to adjourn?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Turning the mic.